Hello, everybody. I was starting to do this and then I figured maybe I should record it. What we have here is an umbrella. Hasn't been used in a while because I lose it and everything. But it's also broken-ish. It would be broken by most people's standards. It would have been in the garbage already. But I'm not one of those people. So the main problem is that the threading has come off all. Oh, except for this one, because I did this one already. But all the threading has separated from the hardware here. And there was one rod, I guess, that got undone, but that's easy enough to put back together. Plus, I'm saving it because my kids like this umbrella for kid reasons. And it's still functioning. There's no tears or holes. So aside from not folding down properly because it's no longer attached, it works. It's a perfectly, functional umbrella. So all I have to do is sew. Very simple sewing. The simplest sewing method that I know of. Sew these in together and then it'll be good as new. I'm noticing like certain areas where the metal has bent a bit, and that's easy enough to straighten up again. This metal is very flimsy, or not flimsy, but it's not like expensive hardware here. So yeah, let me just show you one and then the finished product. So this one I just finished. Yeah, so now it's attached. If I could get it on camera. This is now attached here to the whatever cloth this is. So let's cut that off and start over. All right. Now, for the sake of anybody who's never sewed before, I guess I learned sewing from my grandmother. She sewed basic things, and so I learned basic knowledge from her. And I got a sewing machine because my mother also knows basic sewing, and she got a machine, so she gave it to me when she was no longer using it. So the hardest is to thread thread the needle, is that what they say? So usually I lick the end to make it as pointy as possible because you get like stray fibers. You can also use, oh, here it is. I forget what they call this. But you can use that to help you get the thread in. And then you line it up. Now I'm going to need a lot more thread for this project, but I'll just do this over again when I get to that point. So you just line up the ends. And I do a twirl, like I twirl them together, and then I do a twisty, twirl the other way, and then pull, and that gives me a knot. And I'm not making anything fine here, so the knot size isn't important to me. So now, let me adjust the camera just a second. All right, so now there's remnants of where the old thread was, so that's where I'm gonna make sure to thread the new one. And then the umbrella itself has holes in it right here. That's where the threading is gonna go. So, is that clear? I don't know. So first I'm gonna go in to the material, and you don't wanna pierce the material where the rain is going to be hitting it. So it's going to be this excess fabric that you're going to go through. And just go across, going to go around, pull all the way. Find your holes of your umbrella from one end to the other. Pull on the other side and pull towards your seam. And then just round it out and do it all over again. And I do this, I'd say 5 times to get you a strong contact between cloth and hardware. And there's different grades of thread. This is just basic household thread, I guess, but for clothes. They have ones that are made for outdoors and stuff like that. Also, you do not want to be hitting the same hole, so you want to move around the length of the cloth so you're not going in and out of the same space, because that will just weaken the material over time and it might rip it actually. All right, now that we've finished however many loops we are gonna do, we have to end it just so it's secure and doesn't start coming apart. So for that, I just take it where the fabric is and I pierce and I come through. So I just, and then with the leftover loop that's getting shorter and shorter, I take my needle and I go in. And you could do this twice, but I do that later, like after I've done another loop. So you just make that one loop and you pull through, and now you've made a knot there. And then I just do it again. Sometimes I just do it right where that knot is. And then I do 1, 2, and then I pull, and now that's a pretty secure knot, I'd say. And that's it. And there you go. So now I have 2 done. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. I'll finish this off and then show you the final product. All right, it is done. I have secured all of these, and then there was like one, I don't even remember where it was, one of these on the top that was off, so I fixed that. So now we can close. Close all the way. And then we can open. Woohoo! And now it's perfectly functioning. I didn't line up this particular fabric properly, but that also has to do with the kink in the metal. But other than that, it'll last another year at least, right? And that's all that really matters. All right, thanks for watching this one. I'll be back to you soon with who knows what. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.